Hi, Jason. My name is Anthony. We spoke the other day briefly. I told you I'd be shooting you this video, explaining some things on how you can increase your online presence. So in this video, I'm going to go over 3 things that you can do today to help bring in more customers. Most likely, you're sitting there asking yourself, well, why would I be doing this? And what's in it for me? Well, you're lucky, because I read minds, and here's the answer. Oftentimes in the world of the internet, most local business owners are too busy running their business to learn how the internet can benefit their company. And sometimes the only hesitation they have in hiring someone is just they just don't know who the experts are or who the experts aren't. So I found by giving this easy free attack plan of actual things that you can do for free has resulted in some of those local business owners still raising their hands and saying, I like you, Anthony. Can you do this for me? So if by the end of this video you liked what you heard and you can see that I have a lot of tricks up my sleeve that can bring help to your business, just shoot me a message and we can chat from there. Or if at the end of this video you simply just want to take this free action plan I'm giving you now and do it yourself, well, that works for me too. So now let me show you the 3 things that will set your company above the competition and not waste any more of your time or my time. So the first thing I want to go over is content. And so content is really what Google looks for to make your business relevant to what people are searching for, using key terms and keywords. And so when I looked at your website, I did a little word count and a word counter and found that you had roughly 1,620 words on your homepage, which is great. Google likes to see at least 1,500 up to 2,500 to really give your business relevance to the industry or the services that you're offering. Because when people are doing searches, as they're doing searches, the more content that Google can see that you have, it really gives you a lot of relevance to what people are searching for. And so, like I said, you have a lot of content, and going into the second part of when we talk about content, we'll go over to this tool that I use. I pay a couple $100 a month for it, but basically it allows me to see what keywords that you have actually implemented on your website and throughout your website. And so as we can see, you have about 34 keywords or key phrases that Google recognizes for your type of business. So when people are doing searches, these are the keywords that they're going to be putting into Google search engine and making your website relevant to those searches. And so if we look at those keywords, you can see that you have a couple of them. Let's say pest control Menifee, California, pest control Menifee. Those are good. You want those local searches. So if someone's in Menifee and they say, show me pest control in Menifee, you're gonna pop up on there. And so you're popping up in position 4 under pest control Menifee. However, I know that you service outside of Menifee because going through your website, I noticed that you service Temecula, Murrieta, Wildomar. But the thing that I don't see is in these keywords, you have none of those locations. And so it makes it difficult for Google to understand and recognize that you offer services for pest control in those areas. And so if we go and look at one of your competitors, we'll look at Legion Pest, and I put them in the same. And as you can see, they have 59. It's not too many more than yours. However, the type of keywords that they're using is really different. And so if we click on their keywords and we look at what they're using, as you can see, most of their keywords have locations on them. And so we have Temecula, we have Murrieta, we have Menifee. As you scroll down, we have Hemet. And so a lot of their keywords, people are able to find them because of the type of keywords that they're using. And so that's just one aspect of it. As you can see, they can use some work as well. They're not dominating the industry. And what I found out, honestly, is in that area, there's not a pest control that's really dominating the industry, which is good for you because, with a few things that I'm about to show you, you can implement those and really take advantage of companies not dominate the industry, and really work your way up the Google searches and start to see a lot of that traffic that all these separate companies are getting. You can start really getting the majority of those leads. And so what I want to talk about second was citations. And what I did here was I pulled up Pest Control Menifee, and if we look at what we call the map pack, this is, after you go through the sponsors, you see this little section here every time you do a Google search. This shows the companies within that search that are ranking in this map pack. They don't specifically have to be in Menifee. As you can see here, Bullseye Pest Control is in Marietta. And I know there's more companies in Menifee. However, I'm about to explain why this company pops up here in just a second. Now, you're good because you pop up pretty much after the sponsored link. You're first to pop up. This is just a paid ad, so you're the first one that pops up. And really, the real reason why you pop up here is because you are Menifee, and with these citations that I'm about to talk about, you have your address and your phone number and your business name posted under Menifee. And so a lot of the citations that you have, all your citations should have your business name, your phone number, and your address, and all they simply are directories. They're just different directories that you can find online. You can go to their websites like yellowpages.com, yelp.com, Better Business Bureau, and you put in your business name, your phone number, and your address, and that creates a citation for your website and your business. And so the more citations that you have, the more relevant Google recognizes your company, and you start to rank in these map packs outside of your region. And one of the reasons, like we talked about, that you don't pop up in anywhere outside of Menifee is because of the keywords that you're using and just not having enough directories or citations. And so if we look over in this, I did a search for Pest Control Marietta, and if we go down to this map pack, as you can see, there's Bullseye Control, there's Legion Pest Management, Dewey Pest. But if we look at more businesses, and as we scroll down, your company and your website does not pop up anywhere. And so I know that you offer services outside of Menifee, so getting on this map pack would be beneficial to you. And like I said, the best way to do that is add those keywords. But on top of that is making sure that you have a lot more citations than these other companies. So a lot of these companies probably have 80 to 150 citations. What we would want to do, or what you should do, is really focus on getting about 200 different citations and 200 directories, so that you begin to start popping up in all these map packs outside of Menifee. All right, and that leads us into the third thing that I wanted to discuss, and that is backlinks. So backlinks are basically having another website, another domain, give you a link in their website that refers back to your website. And by doing that, you're going to generate some power from their website, which is going to give your website power to start ranking some of your keywords in these Google searches. And so it's good to have a lot of backlinks. However, quality is always better than quantity. And so I wanted to break down a little bit about your backlinks and explain to you why this domain rating here is so low. And so this goes from a 0 to 100. So the higher this number is, the more power you're generating from your backlinks, which is going to help boost your rankings on Google. And so, like I said, the higher this number is, the better you're going to rank in Google if you're using the proper keywords. And so when I look at your backlinks, you have 132 of them, which is good. However, a lot of your backlinks are not relevant to the information that you're trying to portray or provide on your website. And so if we look at most of your backlinks. And we scroll down here. These are good ones. We have some spam ones right here. These are pretty good, but when you get here where it says sports, blue sombrero, I looked into it, and it's basically not an advertisement, but it's getting some publicity to your website from a website that's not relevant to pest control. And so Google understands that, they recognize that, and so they don't give you the credit that that this company is actually dishing out. Like, they have a rating of 85. However, you're not getting any of that rating because it's not relevant to your industry. And so we can scroll down, and the majority of your backlinks have to do with this sports blue sombrero. And even if we go to the second page and scroll down a little bit more, there it is, some more. We got some more spam right here, and then there's leagues team link, which is another one. Maybe it's for sponsorship, or whatever the case is. It's okay to have it once or twice, but having it spammed multiple times isn't really doing any good. It's giving you backlinks, but like I said, the quantity of the backlinks is not as good as the quality of the backlinks. And so what you would really want to focus on is getting backlinks that are more relevant to the industry, such as pest control, that you are. And so that's what I would suggest. I would focus on more quality backlinks, because once you can start getting those quality backlinks and start raising this number, Google will recognize the authority and the relevance for those backlinks that you're getting, and really start to make your website more relevant to the searches that people are searching for. And that's how you'll get ranked a little bit higher. And so if we take a quick look at one of your competitors here, they have, like we looked before, they have a lot of backlinks. They probably have a lot of low quality backlinks, but their ranking here is higher, which is helping them, be in that organic traffic that we were looking at down here. This would be considered the organic traffic. But if we go back to the Marietta and we go past the map pack, we look at the organic traffic, and we have Lloyd Pest Control, Bullseye Pest Control, Source Pest Control. And so looking at Source Pest Control, they have a DR, it's a little bit higher. Their backlinks are more quality, which is why it's raising their score. And that's why they're popping up on this Google search here. And so they can use a little work too. And that's what I meant by there's no real dominant company in your area, in the areas surrounding Marietta and Menifee, that's really doing everything the way that it should be. So this is a good opportunity for you to capitalize on a lot of this business and really dominate the area. And so to cap things off, summarize, we talked about content and how you have a lot of good content. However, you're missing a lot of the keywords that are making your website relevant to the keywords that are being searched by people searching Google. Your citations, we wanted to make sure that we bulk up the amount of citations that you have. Those are just the directories, getting your company listed in a lot more directories that you're currently listed in. And then your backlinks. Having quality backlinks instead of quantity backlinks, and really, stepping up the type of backlinks that you have, which is going to allow Google to give you some authority and relevance and really start to rank your website in the searches under Google. So once again, my name is Anthony, and if you would like to have more information about what it is we just discussed, or you just need some help or have some questions, feel free to reach out to me. My number is 213-856-7463. That's my cell phone. Or if you just want to reply to me by email, feel free to reply to me. And we'll get together if you're interested. All right, thanks a lot.